feel horrible for Brad. Brad, since the time we've signed him, has been in the building really since July, rehabbing from his knee injury. Did everything we asked. He's such a high character guy, and just feel horrible for him that he's dealing with this. Fractured hip. The great or the optimistic thing is talking to multiple surgeons. They're extremely optimistic that he'll make a full recovery. He'll be back for next year. I guess the silver lining is, as we're trying to manage the inflammation in his knee, we'll get more time to deal with that. But I just feel horrible for Brad. As you guys know, professional athletes, the toll that it takes on their body, and just to deal with these injuries and to deal with surgeries, you're just heart goes out to him. But also know for Brad that we're extremely encouraged about what the outcome will be, and look forward to having him here next year healthy.
Lawrence, real quick, did you say Brad's also dealing with inflammation in his knee?
Well, that's why he was on a minutes restriction with his knee. He had a scope when he was with the Suns, and so that's why we were kind of ramping up his minutes and keeping him at 20 just to manage it. As irony holds, his knee now is dry. So, but that's the cruel kind of ironic twist with getting this injury.
And he mentioned that the hip injury is something that he's dealt with before in the past, I think maybe dating back to his Phoenix days. Was that anything that popped up when you guys were looking into signing him in the offseason, and maybe something that you guys looked at all?
Yeah, you get images on everything. This is a complete separate type of injury. This is a very, very fluky injury. If you want to, it happened at 9-12 in the second quarter. The game against Phoenix, you can actually see it. The surgeon said it's almost like the equivalent of if you were in like a car accident. It's an atypical kind of basketball injury. It's more of an acute trauma type injury. With all the, the different, you do all the imaging on basically every parts of a player's body. So the two aren't related.
Lawrence, just take us through, listed as sore hip on the injury report, but kind of when did you guys realize, hey, we've got something real serious going on here? Yeah,
so anything with it, you do an MRI the next day. With this type of injury, you really then have to do a CT scan because you have to get to the bone. The MRI it just shows like what's going on with the labrum, but doesn't show if there's a fracture. So then the following day, which I guess, yes, I lose track of the days, you do a CT scan, which then shows there. Then you have to consult with multiple experts to make sure everyone's reading the same thing. And that's why always when we label an injury, we keep it broad because you need to do further testing. And then you need to make sure that all the experts are aligned on what the actual injury is and how they're going to treat it. And then once we had all that information, then we put out the statement we did today.
Just curious, is there any kind of update on Kawhi? He's missed now, I think, 6 games with the ankle.
Yeah. Has he missed, I think, 4 games maybe, right? Has it been 6?
I think it's nearing 6, if I'm not mistaken. 5 or 6. Oh,
regardless, right? Yeah, he's making progress. So with Kawhi, it wasn't just an ankle sprain. He also had a significant sprain in his foot as well. It's kind of the ankle, when he sprained his ankle, it kind of triggered a mechanism in his foot. He's making really good progress. We'll continue to treat him. He'll be going on the trip. But we'll probably have a better feel for it, with next week.
What does Brad's rehab kind of look like as far as being in the building, out of the building? Where is that rehab going to take place? Yeah,
so he'll have surgery early next week. He'll stay in the hospital for a couple of days, but then basically at the location of where the surgery will take place, he'll have to stay there for around 5 to 7 days, kind of be immobilized. Then he'll be on crutches for basically 4 to 6 weeks. He'll be here, but a large part of this is, probably anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks is basically just letting everything heal. They'll do some light, probably work with him, and then once you get past that benchmark, then you'll start the rehab.
Lawrence, you said the injury occurred against Phoenix. You guys played Phoenix 3 times. Which of the games?
The home game, the Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Brad had been dealing over the prior year before you guys signed him with a lot of lower body injuries and stuff. Was that a concern when you guys were to sign him? Is that this obviously it is a freak injury, but that there is a propensity that he could suffer a lower body injury similar to this?
Well, I think you, like I said, you have access to every single injury that he's had, and before we actually, before you signed him, you go through a very rigorous physical. This injury is, like I said, very atypical, not really connected to any of the other lower body injuries. We knew obviously about the scope in the knee, but in terms of this injury was really, really fluky, and just feel horrible for Brad.
With Kawhi, did he have to go see a specialist or anything just to make sure it's not like a Liz Frank or anything like that with a concerning of a sprained foot?
No, I mean, we've consulted, like 3 different doctors. I mean, that's kind of typical for every of our players' injuries, and everyone's concurred in terms of what it is. And it's just going to take a period of time, get the inflammation down, and then start to ramp back up on the court. So he's doing, 2-3 a day treatments, and it's just going to take a little time.
For both ankle and foot?
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Like the ankle kind of triggered the mechanism for the foot.
Lawrence, have you talked to Brad, and what's his mindset?
Yeah, I've stayed in touch with him throughout the whole process. I think there's a wide range of emotions. One, he, in his way, he feels like he's let us down by being hurt, which is the complete opposite thing. But that's kind of his loyalty, and kind of gratitude for the being in this situation. Feels horrible that he's not there for his teammates. That he was hoping really to have a really, really good year. I mean, people forget that, last year, Brad was basically a 50, 40, 80 guy averaging 17 points a game. So he really, and he was looking to do better than that. So he's disappointed that he won't be there for his teammates and coaches. And then just, to go through, a surgery, and a surgery where it robs you of a year of your career. No professional athlete takes what they do for granted. So, sad, frustrated. And then I think as we're having more and more conversations with the different doctors, their optimism about, hey, there's no doubt in our minds that you're going to come back as good, if not better, especially, just giving your body a little rest and fixing it. So I think all those emotions eventually will turn into determination, which will happen during the rehab process. Thank you. Sure. Have a good night. Huh? Well, I was shocked that he did not introduce himself with his moniker.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.